Here's one of our favorite clips from Neighborly Discourse with Billy and Steve.
That being said, so we had this conversation with her. So she came in here. I'm bored. I don't know what to do. So I had to stop the podcast. I had to go in there, talk to her, get her all ready to go playing something, and came back in here. So these are my children, Briella and Liam. I'm going to nutshell their personalities. I've vented about Liam and his lack of urgency on this podcast many times before. I've mentioned Briella being a hurricane and a tornado of never backing down and always going forward. So yesterday, we're getting ready to go to lunch, me, Liam, and Briella. And I say, hey, we have a turtle. If you guys know this, a turtle wandered its way into our pool, little quarter-size thing, now about $50 to maybe a little less than a baseball size. And the little turtle needed to eat. So we're getting ready to leave. Hey, feed the turtle, and then we'll go. I hear from Liam, what should we feed him? I hear from Briella, got it. The minute I heard those two answers, I was like, bro, why is it this way? Why are they like this? Why can't he at 13 make a decision? Why is she at 4 handling stuff with no questions asked? You know, there's shrimp, live worms, mealworms, and little pellets. It doesn't matter what the turtle eats. He can eat all of it. So drop it in there. Liam had to know what, why, when, how. Drives me nuts. Just feed the friggin' thing. Briella's like, boom, got it. Hey, you're 4. Shouldn't you be asking what's next step you should do? It's opposite with them. And it bothers me. But as far as Liam goes, the worst thing he does is not make a decision for himself. So I'm upset at that because I look at the big picture down the road, going to college, high school, girls, whatever. He needs to know how to handle himself. Briella is already more street smart, so to speak, than Liam is. She's 4. She does stuff to a fault without help. Brushes her hair, which is great, till he gets stuck. I need to get this knot out. I'm going to do it. And she yanks on her hair, screams and cries. I'm like, bro, let me help you. She won't allow the help. She'll go till there's nothing left in her. And I love the determination, but she has to adjust that. Take that anger and fire and channel it better. We know that I think Bill Belichick is the best coach of my era in NFL. He adjusts to his players. His players do not have to adjust to his style. And I had to learn that with my children. Liam is one way, Briella is another. And I was parenting them both the same way. It does not work with Briella. You know, I was very gung-ho, dictator, on point when Liam was growing up, even now, to where Briella's like, listen, man, I don't care what you do, just, don't get in trouble, let's go. So I had to adjust. I had to ease up on Liam and go a little more on Briella. And as a good coach, I had to adjust to my players. And it's taken me a long time to do that. But I've done it. I think I've been able to do it successfully. Still working on it. By no means am I a super parent. But like I can get loud with Briella because she does not listen. She doesn't. And her mother, people, they sit down, they talk, well, how do you feel? What's going on? Bro, no. So to counter that, I go in there like a bat out of hell. And it's a problem. And I've recently brought to my attention maybe a month or two ago that if a man is sitting there yelling at her and then tells her he loves her, she's going to develop this thought that, yeah, this guy can yell at me, be mean to me, but he loves me, so I'll allow it. So I can't go in there and yell at her. I can't go in there and lay the hammer down on her. I have to talk to her calmly and collectively. And it is very difficult. I need her mother to be a little more stern because she needs to know when she messes up. Life isn't kumbaya. Things happen, you're held accountable. And this is the biggest challenge of my life right now, is how to communicate with Briella when she's in trouble, where she doesn't develop an unhealthy relationship as she gets older with men, allowing them to yell at her, scream at her, say crazy stuff, and then say, I love you when it's over, as if nothing happened. And that, people, is difficult because that's something I truly believe. I know people, I've seen it. I do not want that for my daughter. So, and I do believe it comes from the home. So I need to be more on point with my children, with Briella especially. Like Amy points out, when her and I go at it, she's like, you're yelling at me, you're showing your kids they can disrespect me. I'm like, no, I'm not. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And then I'll hear her and Liam go at it, and I'm like, oh, man, she's right. She got me, you know. But this was years back, and it took a lot of inner looking to realize you don't have all the answers. You need people around you to contribute anyway. So I've changed how I operate when it comes to the kids, but it was difficult, and it's a continuous battle that I will continue to try to go and win. But that's my story. That's my family, my children. They're very different. My parenting style needs to be adjusted, and be introspective and do your best to help change, because the future is all that matters when it comes to your kids. So you got to be better for them so they can be better for their children, is that point.